This conference will now be recorded.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the session. So this is the AI and ML Practitioner Training Program, day one. We have already completed the demonstration session sometime last week. We have talked about the course agenda, the highlights, and what is that we are going to achieve or learn from this course, the duration, and few other things. If anyone have missed the demonstration session, please do get the link from the admin and start looking into the recorded the demo video, guys, right? And still, if you have any specific questions, guys can ask me, and you can contact admin as well, whichever is you feel comfortable. I mean to say, whether your questions are related to the technical or any administrative perspective, right? Take a call. And yeah, so let's see how we can drive this today, guys. And there are many people who are new here, which were not joined in the demo video, and there are few who have who has joined in the demo but still have some specific questions, especially uh, since the AI and ML is kind of early stage, right? So there are a lot of questions in terms of the career opportunities and how can we transition from the current working domain to the AI and ML. Is it the right time to switch to this AI and ML, right? And what will be the the career uh, roadmap on this specific domain, right? So a lot of questions around it. So uh, yeah, I'll be here to answer those things as well today, right? And yeah, so right. So I think first I'll talk about few things, then I'll give some time for you guys to start posting me some questions as well. Then I'll be moving on to the technical presentation. That's the agenda for today, guys, at least to set the roadmap, and you guys will be comfortable with the agenda that we have for today and even for the course as well, right? So as you see my screen here, so uh, I'll be sharing some of the links. So basically, the way how we are trying to drive this AI and ML practitioner training program is, I will be maintaining the AMPT tracker, right? This is the course tracker sheet, and I will be mentioning all the high-level top topics that we are discussing on a day-to-day basis in this sheet, along with the date, the title, the goals that we have discussed on that specific day, and if any code that you need, any links that you need to refer to learn that specific list of topics, I will be specifying the corresponding the corresponding links here for you to go through the content, guys. So today, right, in the internet world, pretty much you can get the data from the internet, right? But the main important thing here is where to start, right? When to start, and which content are we need to learn first, which content we need to learn next. That sequencing, that is what is important, or else you will be confused. So, being said that, whichever the topics that I have planned to go through in a series of actions, and I'll be giving the specific links next to that. Maybe that helps for you guys to know which set of data that you need to look through in the internet world, right? Just to maintain the sequence of learning practices, nothing much, right? And as we decided to have some assignments as well in our course planning, because the assignments will help you to get some real-time problem and you work through and build some logic around it, and that's where you get some hands-on experience, right? So all the assignments information will be kept into the assignments tab here. So uh, this is the tab where you see some assignments. So basically the assignment, in the sense, some problem statement I will be giving based on the topics that we have been discussed, where you got aware of. so we can build some solutions around it and can discuss you know if you have any specific questions on those assignments during our lectures, right? And even if any additional links that you, if I feel that you need to go through some other additional links to learn your things, then I'll be putting those links, important links in the links tab, guys. That is what this tracker sheet is all about. And yes, I'm expecting you guys will be following this tracker sheet along the way, right? Throughout this course to get most benefit out of this learning practices, guys. Right? So that's about it. And sometimes, most of the times, right, I will be speaking and you guys will be in a listen mode, right? Correct? But still, you may have some questions, maybe not right away, maybe at later after the session during your practice time, learning time. You might be reading some other article and you got some questions there, right? So I'm sure most of you try to get it clarified from the from the search engines, but still, if you think that that is not resolved by yourself and you wanted to ask me a question, right? You can post that question in the WhatsApp group that was created for this batch, right? I'll be active on that group and I'll be responding for you guys. But uh, think of like this, right? If your question is not very concise and if it takes more time to discuss, right? So then we'll take that into the topic that we need to discuss in the next lectures, guys. Correct? Obviously, right? Not all the questions can be answered in the WhatsApp just like that, right? It needs some lot of dependencies. So uh, just to not to lose the track of the different questions that I see it in the WhatsApp or whatever you feel, right? So what I'm planning, right? There is a question tracker that I have created here, right? I request everybody to strictly follow this tracker sheet. Whenever you think that there is a specific question that you got it which is not answered, right? Or you couldn't get the answer by yourself or whatever the reason, so just put that in this sheet. I'll be looking into this tracker sheet to see what questions that you guys are having. Then I'll be going through the each listed entry and I'll be talking about that specific problem, guys. Okay. So again, your responsibility to fill up the sheet and I'll take care of when to discuss them, because if you put a question there, right, which needs to be discussed after a month of time due to a lot of other technical dependencies, obviously we can't discuss that question now itself, right? So, but you don't need to worry about the dependencies and all. Whenever you get a question, just dump it here. I'll take care of the dependencies. When to discuss that, I'll be putting some color coding as well, right? Which is discussed, which is, you know, due for future discussion. I'll be maintaining that and I'll ensure that all of them are, rightly addressed, right, as we are moving along, guys. Make sense? And mostly, right, as an instructor, we are ready, right? I'll be delivering the style that I like it, right? But it may or may not be understandable for everybody. It's all based on the sync that we have with you guys, right? So in general, I'm just giving my habit of going through as well. You see, right, the recordings will be available in the courses.valaxy.in website portal. Okay. So if you have not got access to this, just check with admin how to get access to the recordings, right? And mostly if you log into this portal, you can see something like my courses. Just go to that my courses here. Then you should be able to see the courses that are enrolled for you, right? And I'm just showing here. This is how it will be. Okay. So I'm showing this portal. One reason you'll get some the familiarity about this portal, how to use this, right? I think the instructions are you need to create an account here and share your email ID with the admin team so that the admin will validate it and grant the access for you guys, right? That's how it will be. So what I'm saying, so mostly I will be going through the courses that I have delivered for you guys, right? Mostly whatever you see here are delivered by me, right? And mostly I'll be going back and trying to see at least some of the sessions, how I delivered it, right? Is it correctly reachable to the audience? Because I need to see my lectures itself as an audience, right? So then I'll get some feedback myself as well. So that is how my courses are being keep on improving on day-to-day basis, just to ensure that I will be giving you the the quality content always for you guys. Yeah, that's one thing. And now before I really get into the technical mode, right? Probably I just wanted to take a pause and open a question hour. I meant to say the question thing, and so that you can start asking me some questions so that I'll try to get it clarified. So after that, I'll switch on to the technical discussion again, guys. Right? So now back to you guys. If you have any specific questions that you wanted to ask me, probably you can start raising your question in the chat window, or maybe you can unmute yourself and ask me as well. It's fine. I don't want to hold for you guys till the end of the session today, right? For letting you guys to asking me the question, because this is a day one, right? Most of you are here just for getting the things are answered, right? Not really for the day one actual session. I know that. That's the reason. Let's start uh, um, taking up your questions first. Then I'll go on to the next step. Yeah, I see one question in the chat window that the recording courses validity, right? So the recording sessions validity will not be there. It will be up to you. Like there is no expiry date for the recording sessions, guys, right? But uh, if for any reason if you don't see your recordings are not accessible after some time, just reach out to the admin once, because sometimes there will be some technical glitch due to some backend migrations. Your access might be lost. Things happen, right? The systems might be down, a lot of things. So just reach out to the admin if at all you are not able to access your subscribed video content. Thank you. Well, I can take up the questions that I see in the chat window probably, right? So, and and these questions might help for everybody as well, because these are kind of the common questions that everybody will be having before taking a decision to, switch our career into the AI and ML, right? For sure. Don't worry, learning the technologies, we have enough time, right, to go through all of the tools and coding. Before that, my thing is you should clear your mind and take a decision, set a goal set, then walk along with me. That's the reason I just have opened the question hour. And is this the course more focused on operation side or the development side? Okay, good question. So I would say 50-50, right? So I'll be covering the development side 50% and I'll be covering the operation side 50%. Both are covered, guys. So even in the real time, right, if you are working on the app side, you must be knowing the dev skills. If you're working on the dev side, you must be knowing the ops skill as well. That's how the you know multi-skill is definitely needed. So we can't work as an individual single job role kind. So we are covering both part, and later you take a call where you wanted to switch your career. If you want to switch your career to the ops side, you can, or to the development side, you can. Maybe based on that, you can do little more practice on that specific thing. Is fine. Anyway, I have to cover both, because without the code is being developed, I can't show the deployment. if I show you how to do the development of a specific AI application, right, or ML application, obviously I have to show you how to deploy that, and then only you will get to know exact the use cases of this application, right, as an end user perspective. So I have to show both. You see which you wanted to lean more, right? So I have answered the other question already, how long that the access will be there for recordings, right? And the next question that I wanted to take on is regarding the job market of ML ops compared to the DevOps. Okay, so forget about OPS ops here for now, at least, right? Or even I don't want to talk about the DevOps comparison, right? In general, what I'm saying is, irrespective of your current job, what you are doing, it can be a DevOps, it can be a cloud engineer, it can be a testing engineer, it can be a software developer, right? Irrespective of your current job role, it is must that you have a AI and ML related skill. The second point, whether you switch your career to the AI and ML or not, but still this skill is needed. The only difference is, if you wanted to switch over the career to the ML side, you should put efforts and learn as an expertise level, because you need to work there, right? If you don't want to switch the career into this, you wanted to continue with your job role, but still you need to learn, but may not be to the expertise level. You don't need to do a lot of practice there, but you need to have a minimal understanding of what this machine learning engineering is doing, how the product are being developed using this, the use cases, right? How the software engineering is slowly, having the tight integration with the machine engineering products. So that kind of the understanding is pretty much indeed, guys, because the ML is coming into the life these days, and it will be more as well in coming days. So without having the familiarity about these ML terminologies, maybe you know bit difficult to work in your current job as well. And if you are specifically asking the question related to the job market, okay, probably that I can talk about in my next lecture that I wanted to go on here. Okay, so I can hold that question for now, because I have already set some agenda to go over this particular slide. There I'll talk more about the different job roles as well. The next question that I wanted to take on is from Shankar. Yes, during the lecture, yes, you have right to unmute yourself and can ask me the question. No worry, I don't want to hold you off till the end of the session. Not a problem, but try to see if you are trying to ask the question something related to, or sorry, relevant to the current topic at least, right? Because let's say if you are unmuting yourself and asking me the question that was discussed yesterday, the topic was yesterday's one, now you are asking me the question in between the different topic that we are talking, maybe it won't makes much related. So just try to keep that in mind, but yes, you have the right to ask me the question anytime. If you're not sure whether that question can be asked or not on that specific time, always feel free to put that into the chat window, because I take a call whether if that question is related to the ongoing topic, I'll take immediately. If not, I'll try to cover that at end of the session. I'll take a call on that. But you have a choice of both what you feel makes sense. Yeah. The next question that I wanted to take on from Prashant, right? Can I get into the AI and ML engineering or ML ops roles after the course is completed? Absolutely, yes. So I have prepared the course curriculum in such a way that it is basically covering all the foundational level, the skills that the market is looking at to work as the engineer or the ML ops side of world, right? So yes, absolutely you can work on this side. Okay. So the prerequisite is if you wanted to go towards the ML ops side, right? So you need some more understanding of the cloud and the Kubernetes concepts. That's only the extra skill that you would need. Apart from that, the ML specific, you are pretty much covered in this course, everything. Apart from the ML, you would need some Kubernetes skills, the containerization skills, and bit of the general cloud skills. That's it. Because I'm not covering that general cloud skill and the Kubernetes skills because that will deviate our AI and ML stuff. That's only the reason, but you just need those as additional skills as well up, along with the our course content. Then you are absolutely, a good candidate to apply for those job roles, guys. And I request you guys also start reading the questions as well so that you get some familiarity what questions are coming up there, right? The next question that I see, right, the AI and ML is pretty kind of new in this era, and how can you put your or how can you build your resume keeping the AI and ML experience in there, right? So definitely you can't say that I have experience into the AI and ML since last 3 years, 4 years, right? Which is not definitely relevant as well, right? So when you are building your profile, probably you need to portray that you learned it, right? Obviously, you don't need to work, you learned it, right? With the interest of switching the domain to the AI and ML to catch up the current market, you learned it and you have implemented some learning projects and you got some internal trainings within the organization as your project is slowly moving towards the AI and ML integrations, right? And yeah, that's how you can build your profile. You can say that. Maybe just to add to that, so recently started some ML related integrations in my project. As part of that, I got to some trainings and some POCs are done. You know what is POC, right? POC is the proof of concept. Is mean that right before the organizations are taking the decision to enter into that specific architecture, they will just try this out, right? Whether this solution will definitely work for us or not. That is where the POC stays, right? And I think that's the right explanation as well because most of the projects are currently ongoing with the R&D or the POC stuff because they wanted to try this ML will benefit for their business or not, right? They can't directly ask you, hey, go and start building one ML application. No, for sure, right? So they go into the POC research mode, then once they get the confidence, then that will come as an actual project implementation kind, right? So you can say that some POCs are going on as of now, and this is where I have involved. I learned it, and these are the skills that I have. These are the different use cases that I have experienced in as part of this POC. That is how we need to build or you need to present yourself, right, guys? No, in interviews. Does it make sense, guys? And I see one more question from Sunny. I think it's again related to the same topic, right? Can we keep these things in the resume and how do we present ourselves to the interviewers? Same thing. And the next question that I wanted to take on from Padma from the chart, right? You don't need any prerequisites to get started with this course, guys. Python is what is mandatory needed, and that is what we are covering as well from the scratch. So I would say you don't need any knowledge to kick off this course. Okay, but to work in the real time, right, you need the Kubernetes and a bit of cloud knowledge, so that is needed. But from the course perspective, you can understand absolutely without them as well. Answering to the one more question, right, in the chart window from Sahangai Kumar, sorry. Yes, I'll be covering the Qflow, right? And yes, when I cover the Qflow, definitely I cover the Qflow notebooks, the Qflow registries, and the Kser, which is an internal component within the Qflow for the inference endpoints. Yes, it covered as part of the Qflow architecture anyway, and we implement it, right? So when we implement the Qflow, it cover all of these concepts to get the inference endpoint of the ML applications. Right, and I see one more beautiful question from Om Prakash there, and absolutely right. I think the question is very generic that I need a moral support or maybe the interview support from the AI and ML's world that helps for you guys to switch to this domain, obviously, right? So I'll be helping in terms of the resume preparation, how the ML and AI skills can be put in there, right? And yeah, based on the questions that you post, basically, right, I can start helping on that because in the era of mock interviews or maybe the preparation, how to prepare for the interviews, I can give some general some guidelines, the important notes for everybody, right? Later on, based on your experience, based on how you are preparing, what questions that you get it, if you start putting the questions back to me, probably I can start helping on that, right? So it's all based on the interaction scope. But yes, I'm there here to start, talking with you guys. I'm ready to, uh, you know, conduct some specific sessions as well on these topics, general topics, and talk with you guys in general to clarify the things. Not a problem. And as you know, right, even for me, the AI and ML is kind of the new thing, obviously, right? So I'm also uh, enjoying to start doing some interaction with the folks. That is where I get to know some more information as well. That's how I'll be learning as well, right? So yeah. The next question that I see in the chat window, right? Any common platform that all uh, the audience can discuss on the topics? Obviously, the WhatsApp group that we create, everybody will be there in that WhatsApp group. That is the primary common platform where you guys can discuss yourself, right? Beyond that, if you are having a specific goal set and wanted to work towards the specific project, right? Obviously, based on the interested people, right? You can create your own uh, group as well and start communicating there and try to implement the things, right? It's up to the the interest of the people how you want it to, right? But basically the platform is there, everybody know everyone, and can see how you can drive the things, right, based on the people's interest, because that is something that I can't enforce because I don't know exactly your timelines and your dedication, how much time that you can spend. So maybe you can check within the group itself, see who is available and can plan accordingly. And just come back to me if you have any specific questions on that, right? The next question that I see in the chat window, right? Do we get the course completion certificate after this course? Absolutely, yes. We'll get the course completion certificate for sure, right? And yes, you can put in your LinkedIn profile, right? I don't know how much that value that it adds for you, keeping the certifications in the LinkedIn profile, rather, right? Focus like getting the skill and keeping the the right tags, right AI and ML related terms in the LinkedIn profile will definitely put more weightage on that, right? To show your profile in the search results. Just giving some more suggestions on that. Any more questions, guys, to me? The next question that I see, right, 1 hour class is recommended. Uh, sure, I think it's all based on the topic, right? There is no strict rule that every day it will be 1 hour and 30 minutes, right? Based on the topic, are we dealing with the theory that day or doing some coding implementation, right? Are we near to the end of the topic, right? Are we trying to look for the final uh, code results that day? So based on that, we'll see. But yeah, 1 hour to 1.5 hours is the time that we have. That remaining 30 minutes is based on the context that we have. And after the regular session, the question and answer session will be open. So if you have any specific questions, can ask me at end of the lecture as well. So whoever don't want to be on the question hour, yes, you can feel free to leave and go on your next steps. But yeah. So most of the times we will be working on the Python side, guys. Okay. So if it is possible, I recommend you guys to uh, plan to implement the Python code along with me in your systems as well, so that you can complete your lab in the same time, right? When I'm trying to execute from my side, because the code is already shared with you guys. We'll have the access to that if possible, right? But it's not easy to implement along with me, because you will be missing some of the important statements that I'm delivering as well. If you have that skill, try to do that, or else just focus on my session itself and do the practice at a later time. It's up to you how you feel comfortable. Well, so the next instruction that I wanted to give, like usually I will be filling up the upcoming lectures information as well, like what are the topics that we are going to cover for next 2-3 days. So if you have really enough time, try to have some brush up about those topics in the internet world and come back to us in the session, so that that helps for you to know what question to be asked, because asking a right question is also a skill, right? So what to ask is also important. So if you have already went through some of the topics in the internet world, you get some idea about the terminologies. Maybe that helps for you guys to ask me the right questions in the session itself. Yeah, it's up to you how you can plan that. But my responsibility to tell you the topics that we are going to discuss in the next few days as well. That I'll be updating the same tracker sheet itself. So the next question that I see in the chat window, are you covering the complete Python? What is mean by a complete Python, right? So there's nothing like a complete. Okay, so the Python will have the basic syntax that we can use to build the use cases, right? So what are the different use cases that I have planned to cover the AI and ML related stuff? To build that use case, what and all Python related stuff will be needed? I'll be bringing all of them. I can say I'm I'm covering complete Python, but I'm trying to give you more knowledge on this terminology. What does it mean by complete Python? There's nothing like complete actually. So it's all about use case basis, right? There are thousands of different Python modules are there. So we can't learn all of them. So we are learning the Python modules which are relevant, specific, most demanded, expected, from the interview perspective or from the working perspective, those top list we are covering. I think that is good enough, at least to, you know, and at least to clear the interviews and start working in the real time, right? Uh, our target is also same. So the next question that I see, like any PDF documents that I will be sharing, no, you don't need as well, right? So I'll be sharing the code which you can use for practice for sure. Second thing, I will be sharing some internet links which I feel you guys need to go through. You can just follow those links and gain some knowledge out of it, right? You don't need a PDF documents such that. Yes, answering to the next question, yes, we will be like I will be showing you the Google Colab as well, the notebooks, how to use. Obviously, right? So any ML application that we are developing, we have to use notebooks. We'll get to know what is notebooks, how to use that. But yeah, I will be using the notebooks, guys, to implement my ML related development practices. Answer to the next question, like from Adarsh, are we doing any projects that involve any Kubernetes stuff? Yes. So I will show you how do we deploy our ML application into the Kubernetes cluster, right? I will show you. The only thing is I will not go deeper and deeper on the Kubernetes, how the Kubernetes works, because the Kubernetes itself is having vast, right? Start from the architecture. So I'll not show you how to work with the Kubernetes concepts, but I'll prepare the Kubernetes environment. Then I'll show you how the ML application can be deployed into the Kubernetes. So whoever is already having some Kubernetes knowledge, easy to understand. If you don't have a Kubernetes knowledge, I encourage you, learn something out of it, which is really mandatory. And whatever the videos, resources that you would need to learn the Kubernetes, you can get the access to those for the without no extra cost from the admin team itself. Of course, you can get my complete DevOps course without no cost video access. I mean, to say recording access. You can just check with admin whoever need them, just to brush up your AWS cloud and Kubernetes related knowledge if you are interested on that part. Any other questions, guys, from your side that I can answer for today? As I said, right, like we'll be jumping onto the technicalities and we'll be spending time there. So thought that day one we can spend just to clear your doubts and set a goal and can start running the things. Answering to the next question, like are we using Boto 3 and Ansible in a Python course? And remember one thing, we are this is not a Python course. This is AI and ML practitioner training program. As we need a Python to develop the ML applications, we are covering the Python, right? When it comes to the Python, are we using a Python for AI and ML? Are we using a Python for web development? Are we using a Python for the backend REST APIs for websites? Are we using Python for automations? Are we using a Python for maybe cloud automation? So there are different verticals where the Python is being used, right? And each vertical that you choose will have its own modules. It has its own course content, guys, right? So in our thing, since we are our major uh, goal is to develop the AI and ML applications, so I will be going towards that goal. So Boto 3 and Ansible are not covered here because those two are nothing to do with the AI and ML development. Hope that answers. And how can I access the DevOps course? You can check with the admin team and we'll get the details. Right? And the course is currently planned for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days in a week, so that we'll get some time for exploring the stuff for rest of the weekdays, right? And yes, our as of now the estimated total duration is 90 days, and it may be plus or minus 10 days based on how we are traveling. I'm flexible. We don't have hard deadlines there. The next question that I can take on, right? The GitHub actions are mandatory for AI and ML? No, there's no mandatory requirement of GitHub actions, right? So for that matter, AI and ML is basically developing the applications in the ML world, right? How are we trying to deploy them? How are we automating them? It's up to the project need, right? It can be a GitHub action, it can be a Jenkins, it can be a SageMaker directly, the AI ML related deployment tools, right? We can choose anyone. There's no hard rule that or strict requirement that the GitHub options only needed for this. No, that will be separated altogether, right? I meant to say the ops is completely up to you how you wanted to tailor made with you the tools that you wanted to. Nothing to do with the AI and ML. How you are planning for your DevOps related deployment, you can plan your AI and ML deployments as well, right? The next question that I can take on is from Imran. Are we touching any real-time projects during this course? And yes, for sure. So, and again, what does it mean by the real time, right? So we are here to learn the AI and ML technology, what it is, and how this technology is being implemented in the in the or in solving the real-time problems, right? So we'll take some real-time use cases, right, and we'll try to implement it using the AI and ML technology. We'll deploy them. We'll try to access it as like an end user, and we'll see how that is, being used. Yes. In short, yes, we are covering some real-time use cases, and we'll see how that is being developed. The only thing is, if you look at the actual real-time environment as a product side, there will be multiple teams working together. That's where one product will be developed, right? Which is the efforts of multiple teams of ML engineer, the data scientist, the data engineering team, software engineering team, multiple teams, right? So here we are making a scope to the AI and ML only. So we'll be learning this specific job role much and less about the cross dependency teams. And answering to the next question, yes, I will be using the AWS cloud for certain services, especially when I'm dealing about the SageMaker integrations, SageMaker deployments. SageMaker is like pretty native to the AWS cloud itself. So in those scenarios, I'll be using AWS. Apart from that, I think I'm not using any other AWS services. And answering to the next question, right? You are right, from Shashank Kumar, right? And yes, so there will be a continuous training for the ML applications. We'll be definitely talking about that continuous training concepts as well. Like if you are already come from the DevOps background, how the CI and CD pipelines will be there, the continuous integration and continuous deployment. In ML world, there will be a CI and CD pipelines, continuous integration and continuous training, right? So yes, we'll talk about them as well, how that is being implemented in ML world. Answering to the next question from Aishwarya, like yes, we'll definitely get the ML ops side of skills as well. As I said, I have to develop the application and I have to show you how to deploy them as well. I'll be covering the both things, so you'll get the insights about the ML ops as well, because I'm covering some tools like SageMaker and the Qflow and ML flow as well. So in general, it's very hard to create a course index, right, matching to the specific single job role in the real-time market, because the market is expecting some multiple skills, right? So how are we going to learn all of the multiple skills in one single course, correct? Really hard, right? So each skill is a separate course in general, right? Like ML ops is a separate skill, ML engineer is a separate skill, Python is a separate skill, AWS cloud is a separate course. Like multiple courses, you need to go and learn multiple courses and bring all of the skills into one single job role, right? So I'm trying to put as much as possible to keep everything into one single course and make it as a package. But yeah, uh, uh, yeah, like there will be weightage as well, obviously, which is the priority for us, which is the less priority. Yeah, in this course, at least I'm trying to cover three different job roles, some Python, some AI and ML engineering role, some ML ops role. Yeah, I'm putting everything as much as possible. That is where you understand as well as a product side, guys, because we should not just learn the technology, we should learn from the use case perspective. How are we making them usable to the end users from the product side? That knowledge is important. The next question from others, yes, I will show you the GPT models, because we are definitely touching the GenAI related concepts. So I'll show you the GPT models, the natural language processing, the transformers I will be using as well, right, to show how the things work. Yes, I think the course content can be shareable. I think you can see some links that are posted by the admin in the group itself. You'll get that will take you directly to the course content, guys. I can share as well. The next question that I can look for Sunny, right? There is no specific cloud that I'm favorable, right? Either AWS or Azure, whichever you feel comfortable can take on. That's fine. Any cloud is fine. Both are having the same weightage from the market perspective. Still, if you ask me choose one cloud, I will choose AWS for sure, because AWS is uh, like their services are more comfortable in terms of making some customizations to our architecture compared to the Azure. So as I said in the previous thing, like probably I'll be answering to Subhashish, right? If you have any specific questions that you wanted to get it clarified, right? So during the lecture, yes, you can unmute yourself and can ask me, can put that into the chat window if that is related to the ongoing topic. Let's say after the class you are doing some practice and you learn something from the articles, you got some question that needs to be get clarified, you are doing some lab and you got stuck there, right? So we need to put that question in the tracker sheet. I think I'll show you the tracker sheet one more time. So this is the question tracker sheet. You need to fill up your question here. So that way I'll I'll pick that up in the next lectures. Based on the question, right? I'll see where it will fit. I'll definitely talk about that in the next lecture. Yeah, thanks. It's all up, like again, just to give the general note, right? It's up to you guys how you are interacting to me and how you are posting the questions, right? And if you all think that we need some general lecture on the backup classes, like the completed sessions, I'm okay. Like at least once one general session in a month, right? Maybe may help you guys, right? Just to talk about your hiccups, your learning path, the challenges in general. Maybe you can have one session, extra session, and talk in general to get some confidence on these things. I'm okay for that. It's all based on the feedback that you are posting back to me, guys, and the questions that I'm coming up. I'll take a decision accordingly. Because end of the day, our goal is we need to learn. That's it. Any questions, guys, to me? I think I have went through all the questions in the chat window. I'm sure I have not missed anything. But if you think something is missed, please put that it in the chat window again, guys. Probably I'll go through this slide tomorrow. This slide, right? Tomorrow. Uh, Today, I think we already spent more time for just question hour itself. That's fine too, right? So I'll start my day one, maybe day two. Start with this slide, talking about the technical details because it's already a hour is completed. And again, the reason why I'm opening the question hour because that sets the roadmap for you guys and clarify the doubts because I'm still getting like based on my feedback, right? In previous batches, even after 10 days, 20 days of classes, the people are still asking some questions, right? How the job market will be there, right? Any other skills that I need to learn, like whatever the questions that you see today, right? I'll be keep getting them even after 1 month as well. I thought like, okay, something is not handled correctly. That's the reason, right? I'm just giving the opportunity for you to post some general questions, anything that you wanted to ask. Regarding the capstone projects, I'll be implementing everything from my side. I'll show you how that can be done. It's not like we'll be making a group and everyone will be contributed and executing. No, that is difficult as well. So I'll be implementing everything from scratch on the screen I'll show you how that can be done. I'll share my code and you guys can practice yourself. So if you have any questions on implementing from your side, you can contact me back. Most likely you may see some challenges because some version differences, right? I may be using a different Python version. You may be using different Python version. Maybe the code that is working for me may not work for you, obviously. So we'll see if we have any challenges on that. The next question, important question from Sunny, right, about the job market. Uh, just look into the LinkedIn. I think in the demo time, I already went through the LinkedIn and started searching for AI and ML related jobs, right? So you also can just go to the LinkedIn and see how many profiles that are popping up related to this AI and ML related, and also can see the job description once, what tools that they are expecting, is those tools are covered in this course content, is it, or at least how much percentage of the tools are being covered here. We'll do some explore there, guys, right? That helps you guys as well. Okay, but my side the answer is, right, so if you are expecting me to talk about just AI and ML, right, for sure the requirements go spike in next 6 months related to the AI and ML. As of today, if you closely monitor the job market in the LinkedIn, you'll see most of the jobs will be on AI strategist and the AI research, AI lead, AI manager. Those levels you see there. The reason, as of today, most of the products are trying to see how the AI and ML can be benefited for their business. That is where the current market. So who need them now, right? The people who are at a high level, who can suggest them how the AI can help to their business, right? The architects, maybe the leads, maybe the managers, maybe the persons who have some business side of knowledge and some technical knowledge. They need these folks to set some roadmap related to the AI in their company, how it will be benefited. Once they give the roadmap, yes, this is how the AI will benefit for our business. This is how we can implement or enhance our products with the AI enabled. That is where the jobs will open for the engineers, correct? So I think the engineer jobs will be more next 6 months, right? Because that is where the people need for implementing the things. As of today, the companies are in the stage of trying to see some explore the, like they are trying to explore how the AI can be enabled. I think you can observe the difference, right? How your mobile apps were there 6 months back, how your mobile apps today. Any observation on that, guys, from your side? That's what we need to do as well, just not listening someone. Maybe as of today, if I just go to Google, right? So how many of you have noticed this AI mode? You see, right, there is something called AI mode, which was not there before, and it just came here, right? We don't get this option just like that, right? In the backend, there are multiple people, multiple teams worked hard to get to this stage, right? And if you go to this AI mode, that is where you get the results from the AI. All is basically the general Google search you are getting. AI mode is where you get the results from the AI applications. And, and now if you start looking into your Facebook, there is a one AI icon. You go to the Insta, there is one AI icon. Like that, any applications are now integrated with AI, and obviously we need people who can develop them. Just to give some hints on that to understand the market. And of course, you don't need to agree with me what I'm saying. You can disagree as well, right? If you think the other way around. Feel free to comment if you think any other way. Uh, Answer to the next question. Git is also covered from the basics, not from the basics, but I'll just talk about some very required level thing, how to clone the repo, how to push the repo. I'll just talk about very minimal thing that is good enough as well. We don't need to go deeper and deeper on Git itself because our scope is not to there. Right? I see a next question, right? Again, do we need to worry about layoff? Layoff is the general common terminology in the software world, at least from uh, my perspective. So, so if you get laid off, see if you can survive for 6 months, right? That's the backup that we should be having always in IT, right? To survive for 6 months if you got laid off, and start brush up your technical knowledge and come back with your fresh mind and get into the job. That's it. That is where you should be prepared, guys. Okay, don't worry about layoffs. Just prepare for this mindset. Keep the up-to-date technology in your profile, right? That's it. You never get laid off. Even then, you get laid off, you'll get a job immediately. See what is the current trending technology. That's it. Market will definitely be there for all the budging technology, guys. You can go back the timelines and see the references, right? When the like 10 years, 20 years. Well, I think the discussion is going in general now. I think considering the timelines and I think tomorrow is the right time to freshly start with our technical presentation, guys. So if you any questions, please feel free to ask me. If you have no questions, I think we are good for today. I'm happy that I have cleared all of your questions today. And yeah, I'll prepare more stuff for you uh, for tomorrow. I'll be keep on creating some slides for you. Probably I'll get them, guys. You can. So these slides are in the preparation at that time, but yeah, I'll try to make them in a beautiful way. Thank you. Thank you, AV. Thanks, Eric. I'll be here for next 5 to 10 minutes as well, if in case any questions. But if you don't have any questions, we can log off as well. See you in the tomorrow lecture with our machine learning engineering stuff. Thank you. Contact with admin if you have any specific questions for enrollment. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you.
Do we need more understanding in statistics and mathematical calculations as well for ML here?
No, no. We need them for a data scientist role, not for the ML engineering role.
After this, we need more real-time practice, and at least we should require good Python background to continue on these particular roles going forward.
Yes, this is a complete technical role, right? So we need a strong Python and strong uh, machine learning application use cases and integration. That's it.
And what kind of roles we can look over here, Pierre?
The ML engineering role and the ML ops role.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pierre.
Thank you. Cool. I think we are almost good today. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much for your time.